Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday.
Good morning, Queen. Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday. Happy blessed Tuesday. How are you?
I'm doing good this morning. A little tired, but dear God, I'm here. I
Hey,
am.
we made it. I feel you. I'm a little tired too. I got my Red Bull this morning.
I'm out of coffee. Somebody send help. Send help.
Somebody saying
Tell
help.
us out of coffee. We on tea this morning. How we gonna make it? I don't know.
Nothing wrong with it. Sometimes that caffeine have you going a little too much.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Shabazz.
Good morning, King. How are you? Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday. Welcome in, welcome in.
Good morning, Kier and Monica. Good morning, Queens.
Good morning. Let me turn my comments on so I can see who's joining us. Blessed Risings, Queens. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Nay. Nisi Pooh is up and in the chats.
All right, let's go. Nisi Poo up and at 'em this morning. Let's go.
She said, I'm not playing no games. Okay,
Uh,
see, let me know. Is it better this week with the comments? Can you see them a little bit better?
yes, I can. And it does look like you increased the font. So much appreciated, Queen. Honey, these little
I'll show you how
47-year
big
old eyes
font
don't
is.
look to work right.
Oh, we should get us some custom tips and tea glasses.
Yes, we need some.
All right, wait, put that on
Mm-mm-mm.
the merchandise list. Tips, custom tips and tea. Right.
Hey, get us some readers, tips and tea. In the making, in the making. Y'all
Oh,
just watch out and wait. We got something in the making.
look, I was talking about old lady gang. I'm like, I'm officially in the old lady gang. Okay.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're not claiming the old lady gang. How about we are just mature women? How about that? We're not young
Okay.
girls. We're not young ladies. We are mature women, not old ladies yet.
Okay. I'll go with what you just said.
Mature women.
Thank
That
you.
sounds much better than old.
Thank you, Steve, for correcting me. Um, Good morning, Bray. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Big Fish.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh yeah, Nate said no games at all. She is up and fired up. She ready to go.
Let's go, Queen. Clock it.
All right, perfect. Well,
You ready to go
see
ahead and get things kicked off,
something
Queen?
to yeah.
All right, all right. Well, good morning, beautiful people. Welcome in, and welcome to another episode of Tips and Tea Live. We are excited that you're here with us this morning. If you're joining us live, do us a favor and like, share, tag a friend, and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tips and Tea Live. Here at Tips and Tea Live, we believe that faith, finance, and mindset all work together, and when one grows, everything grows. So
That
we are here to serve. We are here to be inspirations to you all. I'm here with my beautiful and amazing co-host, Miss Chantella Shabazz.
well, thank you, Queen. I gotta give it right back to you. Thank you for showing up this Tuesday. Look,
Hey,
we're gonna be holding it down this June. Chantel might be in and out, so y'all gonna be spending some quality time with C.
hey, and Queen, can you believe that we already halfway through the year?
How did we get here?
Hey,
It was just January. I'm not complaining at all, by no means am I complaining because I was looking forward to June because guess what? It's officially my birthday season.
whoop whoop, whoop whoop! Yay! Y'all celebrate our month, Queen.
Absolutely. Birthday is next week. Is it next week? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Why did you have to think about it?
I'm just having to, Aziz be having to remind me how old I am. I be aging myself up. I don't know what be going on. I'm like, look, I'm just here. Age ain't nothing but a number.
I know
Okay.
that's right.
Ain't nothing but
Mm-mm-mm.
a number. Well, everybody, we want to talk about what also happened last week as well. So if you didn't make last week's conversation, definitely feel free to go back and check out our lives on Facebook or tune into our YouTube channel. But we talked about hot girl summer last week, not a broke girl summer. Don't nobody want to walk around broke this summer. So
No.
there's some great tips and gems that were dropped last week that you can kind of implement for yourself to kind of help you get through them summer months, all those outings that you get invited to, the weekend trips, the summer vacation plans. How can we stay on task with our budget that we created at the beginning of the year and not let summer take over and blow us halfway, well, three-fourths through our budget already.
Right.
So if you get a chance again, feel free to go back and check that out because we definitely talked about budgeting for your vacation, summer activities. Check out the free things that's going on in your city. For those who are in Chicago area, there are a ton. There are a ton. Events, maybe you're creating memories right there at your house. Do some family barbecues, some picnics at the parks, you know,
Hmm.
while you are still protecting your financial goals. So, some of the questions that we would like to ask if anyone was on last week, what was your biggest takeaway from last week's live? And then see what was your biggest takeaway. Is there anything that we talked about last week that you're implementing for yourself moving forward?
Well, I know whenever I have a trip or something going up, a lot of times I don't necessarily plan for it. I mean, like, as far as like trying to put money aside, I'm just banking on, okay, I know I get paid on this day, so I'll have money for this date. But what I have been doing is putting money aside already for our all white yacht party in August. So that way, when that trip rolls around, I'm not trying to figure out where I'm gonna pull the money from. The money's already set aside. So, just being a little bit more intentional and thinking about what I'm doing and having a plan for my trip so it doesn't cause me any financial strain.
Oh yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Yep. And we talked about, if you're setting yourself a budget for that particular trip,
Hmm.
if you're worried about overspending on your debit card or your credit cards, do a prepaid card. And then once the money starts getting low on that card, you got to start cutting that spending. You can't continue to just blow through the money. So that's
Yeah.
a way that you kind of save yourself from overspending. You set your budget for your trip, you load up that prepaid card, and that's what you use while you're on your vacation, right? If that's the issue, right? If that's an issue for you, you think you're going to be overspending. I know for me, it was trying to figure out what to say yes to and what to say no to because I can't make it
Mm.
to everything this year. And being okay with it and not feeling guilty about it. Because, sometimes we get invited out to, happy hour every week. People want to be outside. It's swarmed up a little bit. Going to everyone's anniversary party, wedding celebration, vow renewal, just
Yes.
something. Yeah, can't make everything, unfortunately, because, the budget said, my mind says yes, my spirit wants to be there. But my budget said, girl,
Stop
mm-mm.
it.
And the same thing about it when you was making the budget. Can't do it.
Right. Yes. Every invitation does not deserve our money or our attention. We don't have to attend everything. It's not going to be the end of the world if you don't attend every single event or activity this year. It's not. Sometimes it's nice just to sit in the house. It's summertime in the AC and just relax. You know what I mean? And you can do that for free.
Oh yeah. Somebody on their fifth baby. I don't know. I might not make it to that baby shower.
Wishing you well, sending you much well wishes and love.
I was in the car. Let me stop. Let me stop. So yeah, everyone, if you remember last week's live, what was your biggest takeaway? Or, have you created a summer spending plan yet? Yes or no? Have we created that summer spending plan?
Yeah, we definitely got to create a summer spending plan. As always, we always want to throw in a little education in there. If you haven't gotten a high yield savings account, this definitely might be a good time to get one. If you're going to save, you might as well save smart and let that interest compound. If you have a trip coming up in August, start saving some money now. Then you'll
That's
be ready
true.
for your trip in August or September, whenever you have that trip. Just we have to be a little bit more intentional about our actions and what we do with our money.
Absolutely. So yeah, last week we talked about protecting the finances for this summer. This week we're taking it even further. So what are we talking about today? We're talking
Yes,
about the summer
queen.
glow up.
Summer glow up, summer glow up. Yes. We are talking about the summer glow up. Today's conversation is all about checking in with our selves and refreshing our goals and making sure that we're positioned for 2026 and that we're positioned and putting ourselves in a stronger position than we actually started in.
Oh yes, you got us dropping the praise hands in the chat if we're ready for a fresh start this summer.
Yes, drop it in the chat. Drop the prayer hands in the chat if you are ready for a fresh start. Many people start January with a vision, vision boards. We actually had a vision board party with our group, and we talked about our our vision boards that we did on one of our lives. And, we have big dreams and things, and then life starts happening. And you kind of back up on your goals or you slow up on some of the things. So this is just a mid-year check-in to see where we are, see how things are going. And sometimes when we are refreshing our goals and looking into new things and trying to do things that we don't normally do, we do have to renew our mind. I mean, it's in the Bible. You have to renew your mind. When you're in Christ, you're a new creature. You have to change your thinking because the thinking patterns that we had before, those were the things or what got us into the situations that we're in. So we have to renew our mind and think differently and move differently if you want different results.
Amen to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. So see what's some tips that you're giving to everyone for the summer glow up challenge.
Um, some tips that I would give. First of all, you need to set up a savings account. You need to come up with an amount that's feasible for you to save consistently. If that amount is only $10, if it's $20, then do that, but make sure that you're consistently putting that up. And sometimes, I hear a lot of people talking about, giving things up. Sometimes we have to give things up to get what we want.
That's true. That is
Yes,
very true.
ma'am. We have to have mind shifts. to move on to our future, forward movement. We got to
So
keep moving forward.
why do you think it's so important for people to evaluate their goals, especially when we hit this midway point? Because now we're in June. We might have started our goals back in January or
Mhm.
December of the year before, instead of wait to the end of the year to see what happened. Why do you think that part is important?
That part is important as far as evaluating your goals, in my opinion, because you can take a look and evaluate and see where you are, what you've done to reach that goal, and if you need to change up anything in order to reach the goal. Because sometimes we may start a plan and we may have a certain idea in mind, but I've learned from listening to our leaders, sometimes you have to look at things from a different perspective, and then
Mhm.
maybe you can come up with a different plan or a different plan of action to achieve your goal. So there's nothing wrong with checking in. It doesn't, and if you have to adjust things or change things, sometimes that's a good change is good. You know what I mean? And speaking with people and talking with people about how you can reach your goals may allow you to reach your goals a little faster as well. You can't do everything by yourself. That's why God put people and friends here and mentors here to help us.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta have that mindset, shift. You gotta get out of that unstuck. You know,
Yes.
that's not doing anything for you. So, well, how can people kind of avoid becoming discouraged, especially when progress isn't happening? You know,
Queen, again, I'm gonna go back to the renewing of the mind, because a lot of times we are our own worst enemies. We talk ourselves out of doing things. Fear is real, and fear will keep you from opportunities, keep you from places. So, anytime that you get discouraged, I would just encourage someone to, maybe get some Bible scriptures, or some positive affirmations that really resonate with them. And when you get discouraged, go over those affirmations. Get an accountability partner. Sometimes when I'm feeling bad, Queen, what I do, I might reach out to you,
yeah,
so it's always good to have, like-minded people surrounded or be surrounded by like-minded people. And, you know, sometimes we have to be our own biggest cheerleader. We have to encourage ourselves. I mean, one of my favorite things to say when I feel down about myself is that I'm created in the likeness and image of God. And if I'm created in his image, there's nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? We have to renew our mind. We have to get our mind right. We are here for a reason. We are here for a reason. And we just got to figure that out and apply it and do what we need to do. Stop giving up on ourselves. That's what I would say to anybody that gets discouraged. What about you, Queen? Because I know you have some awesome advice.
well, I would just say, what you just said is big facts that, if you are feeling stuck or, feeling discouraged about, you're not progressing as quickly as you think it should happen. I'm a numbers person, so I go back to the numbers, right? Especially if I'm feeling like whether in my business, whether in my financial life, I go back and I look at the numbers. And if I'm on task with what I set for myself, I know I'm gonna make it to the other end.
Mhm.
If I'm not following what I'm supposed to be doing, the budget I set for myself, if I go back and look at the numbers, I can see what happened and then I can correct it. And then having that support from other people because life does happen, things happen, and expenses, might change what's going on in your personal financial life or in your business. But tapping into other resources, like you said, and realizing I'm not the only one going through this,
Right.
right? And seeing other people come out on the other side also helps me to realize that, okay, this is temporary. You know, I can come out of this. There's always more money that can be made. There's
Right.
always a different strategy that I can switch to if this one is not working. Right. So you can change things. These things are not set in stone. And coming to that realization has definitely helped me in my personal and my financial life. And I feel like a lot of times when we've set these goals and these budgets for ourselves, that we might not be reviewing them often enough. Like, how often are you revisiting your financial goals? It should be at minimum at least once a quarter. So every 3 months, you should be taking a look and see what's going on. And honestly, monthly, and it takes maybe about 15 to 30 minutes. Once a month, you go in, you look at the income and the expenses. You see how your savings progress is going. All these apps now, you literally can click into the app and see, okay, this is where I'm at on my savings right now.
Mhm.
If you got a 401k, literally T Rowe, Fidelity, they all have these apps or the systems that you can log into. You get a snapshot. They send you the summary.
Yes, they do.
Is everyone looking at their statements when they come in, or are we just ignoring them and letting them sit in the trash or just sitting unopened? Right? Actually open it up and take a look. How are you doing with your debt payout progress? Are you making the extra payments each month, to pay down that debt? Your bills is coming up. Was there an increase? Is there a way for you to cut some of the utilities that's or other expenses that's in your name? Any changes in your financial situation, you're gonna see it if you just taking a brief snapshot of what's happening
Yes.
there.
Yes, and like you said, audit those bills, honey, because I was looking at some other bills. I mean, some bills last week, and I'm like, why is this more expensive? I need to make a couple phone calls. So thank you for that reminder.
Exactly, because at the end, so when you come to the end of the year, you have the big things that you look at, like check out what your net worth is, right? Look at your retirement accounts in whole. What insurance coverage do you have? Maybe next year you want to do um, one of those healthcare spending plans to help you save
Mhm.
money. If it wasn't working out for you this year, you're going to be going to the doctor more. Look at your estate planning documents. Do you have a will, right?
Yes.
What's going on there? Do you need to set up a trust? What's the tax planning strategies? Do you have enough wealth now? And maybe it's time to start talking to a financial advisor and see how you can do some tax savings for yourself personally, or about opening up the business or setting things up in the trust, and the trust is paying out certain bills. So those financial advisors are going to give you extra strategies that's going to help you in your financial life. And then what are your business goals and your funding needs at the end of the year? So it's like, you do your quarterly check, you do your year-end check, but monthly you should be seeing what's going on with your expenses, and actually make sure too that you're not a victim of fraud. You don't want nobody stealing money out your accounts and you ain't check until 7 months later.
Right, and it's been going on, and they just been taking all your coins. Yes.
Hmm. Yeah. And then also realizing that, if you had any major life events, and sometimes we don't think about these things, do a quick snapshot and check in. Like, you got married, you got divorced, if you just had a baby, you just changed jobs and got the promotion. Sometimes we get the promotion and we're not making as much money as we think we're making because now we're in a whole different tax bracket.
That part. Yes, ma'am.
So we're like, oh,
Yes.
I got the promotion. I want to go buy the car. Can I actually buy the car?
Look, yeah, can I actually afford it? That money
Mm-hmm.
looks good. Then you start saying, "Oh, but this and that. Oh, well, maybe it really wasn't all it was cracked up to be to begin with."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but let's do a quick self-assessment with the audience. So, audience, like, how are you guys feeling? Like, if you had to rate yourself between 1 and 10 on your mindset, finances, and consistency and motivational engagement, like, how do you feel that you're doing with that? Mindset, finances, and consistency and motivation. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know because the
Yeah, because
whole
you
purpose
got
is
to think
to get
about it.
better.
Every day is a chance to make a new financial decision. So you can start where you are and use what you have, and then take that next right step. So one step today is better than waiting for the perfect time tomorrow. And we've been talking about this for so long. Perfection is not real. There is no
No, no, it's not. So stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. You know, done is better than perfect. Shout out to Queen Destiny Reedy and
perfect.
shout out to Sir Aziz. Slow motion is better than no motion.
Yeah.
Start, you know, just start. Why
Yeah.
do
The
you,
most people, they don't let the goals be set in stone. If they need to adjust, that's what they do.
right.
They review. regularly, they adjust, and then they take action.
Yes. And adjusting a goal or changing a goal is not a failure. So if you have to adjust things or change things, it's just maneuvering. Maybe that this way is works better. So there's all ways to tackle it, and sometimes we just have to think what will work better, what is going to serve me better.
Hmm.
you know and a lot of times, sometimes people lose. Speaking of motivation, people lose motivation. It fades. Motivation is kind of like emotional, you
Yeah.
know so, like, Chantel, in your opinion, what is the difference between like motivation and a commitment?
Motivation is like, I feel like a dream. Like we feel like it's some type of energy is going to get us to move forward because we can listen to motivational things all day,
Yeah.
right? But until you make a decision, until you make the choice to actually commit moving forward with what you want the goal to be, right? And put action behind it, that's all it is. Motivation is not really going to get you anywhere until you choose to make the commitment to move forward. It's nice. It does help with, kind of give you the wake up call where you're like, okay, I want to be different. Motivation is good. It gets you thinking about things, but you still have to actively make the choice.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. The choice is actively ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes just setting, small daily habits can help increase momentum and help to get us where we want to go. So don't despise a small start. If you're working on a goal or there's something new that you want to reach or obtain, don't despise small beginnings. A start is better than nothing.
That is true. That is true.
Yes, ma'am.
So how can we stay focused, see, especially when unexpected things happen?
Um, how can you stay focused when unexpected things happen? I mean, once we commit to a daily routine, I mean, it's kind of like your decision is already made.
Hmm.
It's not a decision, do I do this? You already know, it's already ingrained in your mind. I have to do this. So things kind of have to work around that thing that you've already decided to do. So,
That's
yeah.
true. Like going back and remembering your why
Yeah, pretty much.
in
I
the first
mean,
place.
they say what it takes, 30 days to create a habit. If I don't want to, say that incorrectly, but I believe that's correct. So if we've already created a habit to do these things, then you don't have to make the decision because the decision has already been made.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
when
it just
those
becomes
unexpected
automatic.
situations, I'm sorry, Queen, go ahead.
I was just saying, I was agreeing with you. I said, yeah, once you build up the habit, it just becomes automatic. You don't even have to think about it.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think for me, sometimes I realize that I might just need to adjust the plan and not the goal. So,
Mm,
like for me, if a setback happens, it made me slowing down a little bit, but it's not giving up.
right.
Even if my goal was to say, like, I wanted to save $500 this month,
Hmm.
but that's just not possible because some unexpected things happen. Like, we had an AC unit that went out.
Mm, yes, yes. Unexpected things like that do arise. But
I thought we had at least 2 or 3 more years with that AC unit. So, it was a setback, but doesn't mean that, I can't still work towards putting something in the savings. So instead of, maybe I was setting aside $200 a week, maybe this week I'm setting aside $50. It just might look different. But the main goal was to set up the savings plan. The main goal was to make sure I was contributing something.
right.
It might be adjusted. That number that I had set for myself for this year, it might have to extend out, but I'm still working towards that goal. The timeline just changed a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. I can definitely understand that. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with adjusting your timeline as long as you reach that goal. Yes,
Hmm.
ma'am. Did we get any information from our audience? Did we get any new comments about the check-in?
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
I
Peace and
do see
blessings.
a comment from Lenora Bryant, and she said, I needed to hear this. Michelle Ramos, a commitment is when you remain consistently, regardless. I can't see the rest. Can you raise it?
A commitment is when you remain consistent regardless of your emotions.
There we
Facts.
go. Okay, awesome. I couldn't see the end. Yes, yes, because emotion will get you in the way, honey. You gotta let them emotions take a back seat. Keep doing what you gotta do.
Yeah. Carmen said commitment and consistency go hand in hand. Absolutely. Michelle said, I must remember my why. I
Yes,
think in regarding to, what do you do when you feel discouraged, and unexpected things happen in life.
yes, ma'am.
Oh,
They
here
sure
it
do.
is. That Lenora said, I needed to hear this. Amen to that, Queen.
Yes, we
Not me and
definitely
see you hear it again.
let you hear it, Queen. Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, it's okay to make adjustments. I think we have like this thing set up for ourselves where we're like, okay, I set this goal, I set this deadline. I don't want to fail on hitting this deadline. But
Mhm.
the deadline didn't take into account all these other things that happen in your life. So sometimes we can adjust. The goal didn't change, right? How we get there just might need to change, right? So you don't have to adjust the goal. You just might need to adjust how you got to get there.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely can agree with you on that. May just have to take a different route, may take a little bit longer.
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, I also wanted to check in with you, see, because
Yes,
what are some
Queen.
daily habits that we can actually create momentum for ourselves, especially when we don't feel motivated, right? We like, okay, we know we got to do this.
Mhm. Yes,
What
ma'am.
are some daily things that you can do to
Um,
create momentum?
Daily habits, I mean, they definitely create momentum. I mean, I guess I could just, I'm gonna use myself for example. One daily habit that I have implemented in my life is getting up a little earlier. Sometimes just being able to have a little bit of time to yourself in the morning, opposed to get up and hitting the floor running, hopping in the shower, going to start your day, just getting up and having a little bit of time just to get my thoughts together, um, and figure out how I'm going to implement my day. So, creating new habits, reading, journaling, different things that you can do just to free your mind or, listen to some inspirational things. I listen to a lot of sermons on YouTube, just different things like that. Sometimes we just have to put positiveness into our atmosphere because we are a product of our environment. So, listening to more positive things, more goal oriented things, things like that. What about you, Queen?
I know for me, like it helps me to do at least one small action item, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like I'm doing something as well. So, like whether it's I'm making sure I'm transferring money to the savings account, or like I might make an extra payment towards a mortgage or something like that, or even like signing up for like one of those financial podcasts and making sure I'm staying in tune with what's going on in that sphere, because I always want to stay in the know and make sure I'm staying on top of my finances and what I can implement as far as anything that's changing, especially if it's going to make my life easier. Because
Yes.
we want to work smarter and not harder. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So if I can learn anything from that, that helps me. And then also, like you said before, like surrounding myself with positive influences, you
Yes.
know, in our community, like on our calls. The first thing that we do when we come into our training calls, we hear people celebrating their wins. We ask people, well, what
Yes.
was your win today? And just being able to hear other people win and working towards success and what they're trying to do for their families, that keep me motivated because I'm like, okay, if they're doing it, why can't I do it? What excuse am I making for myself? And I have to also give it back to Queen Nikki because Queen Nikki was the queen of no excuses.
Yes, she was, honey. Team no excuses. That girl will be trying to do calls from hospital beds in the whole nine. So yes, no.
Mhm.
Mm. Yes, ma'am.
So it's like
Mm-mm-mm.
despite everything that she had going on, you know, oh, I'm feeling tired today. I don't feel like working my business. Girl, if you don't get up,
Right.
Nikki over on her way to the hospital, sending people links, signing up credit repair clients.
Yes, honey. Or creating flyers or doing something. Girl, here, check your messages. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she was a true definition of team no excuses.
Yeah, calling and checking on people,
Yes.
especially if they kind of MIA for a while. She calling like, "Hey, we haven't seen you in the group chats. I haven't seen you on the prayer call. Just wanted to see how you doing. Just like get into a community that wants to see you win. That is helping you with different resources that's going to actually help you get there and coming up with a plan with you that's going to help you to be able to maintain it, to be consistent, to build the habit. So, if you don't have a community like that, I would definitely love to invite you to come talk to myself, Sititra, anyone from No Bay, our heavy hitter family, the goal getters. We're definitely doing something different here
Yes.
where the support system is in place, right? You don't have to feel like you're doing this on your own.
No, ma'am. You are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Surrounded
Mm-hmm.
by a team. And when I say a team of people that truly want to love on you and see you succeed and help you, mm, I could brag about it all day, Queen. Oh, yes.
Okay, see, but what's the plan for the rest of this year? What are you thinking about for yourself? Like, are
Um,
you on track personally? Are you on track for what
yes,
you
I am
for
on
yourself?
track. I mean, now I will say that I have had to adjust some things because some things moved a little bit slower, but I'm definitely on track for my goals that I set this year.
Mhm.
One of the things that I really wanted to do, I'm gonna have to push back, but in the grand scheme of things, I am working on the house. I'm getting that completed, and that was my main goal. So I'm super excited about that. Just things take time. Things
Yeah,
take time. Yes, ma'am.
yeah. It's like one of them things where you know you're not behind if you're still in the game.
Right. No, 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 no,
The only
no.
time you're behind is when you stop.
That part. Yes. No, the most important thing is just to keep going. There may be a setback, there may be a slip up, but you have to get up and keep moving forward, keep going, keep pushing.
Yeah, I know we say these things, but they're true. It's like a setback is not a failure.
No,
Delay is definitely not denial. Starting over is not the same as giving up. Like when you completely just stop and you're like, I'm finished with this, I'm done, I didn't get anything from this, you just defeated yourself. Nobody else will do it to you but you.
that part. We have to stop giving up on ourselves because so many times we give up on ourselves before we even give ourselves a chance. And
Mhm.
I would just like to invite any woman out there that feels like she doesn't deserve it or she's not worth it to let her know, yes, honey, you're worth it. Yes, honey, you deserve it. And you can make a change. Where you are right now does not have to be where you are 6 months from now or a year from now. Don't let anybody tell you different. Or man
Absolutely.
that feels that way. We're not going to discriminate now. Any man or woman that feels that way.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put it out there too for the queens who also are, stepping into something new with their faith journey, and you might be looking for a sisterhood that you can surround yourself with that's gonna, pray with you, pray over you, and pray for you. We do have Queens in Prayer, and I know we have so many of our amazing Queens in Prayer in the chat. So if you're looking for something like that, we can definitely help you get connected to Queens in Prayer, where we come together every day and we pray together. Chantel was bad. She missed the prayer call this morning at 5 a.m., but I will be on tomorrow.
No, I know. I need a whooping because I haven't been on there in a long time. I need to just go ahead and set that alarm and get on that. I do my little reading, but I need to get up on it because the fellowship is awesome. And I miss hearing y'all's voices sometimes on that call. So I need to get back in there myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I make it tomorrow because I love hearing Destiny pray, and she's doing the thing now where we're doing the Bible study because she's so soothing. It's like her voice is like a warm hug. I'd be like, oh, snuggle in.
Oh, she said like a warm hug. Oh, shout out to Queen Destiny.
Yes. So I'd be like upset, especially when I be missing a lot of the prayer calls because we have so many amazing queens that they're dedicating their time. They're giving of themselves. Sometimes the poor, even when you're not feeling well, man, that's that service. That's making a commitment beyond looking out for yourself and just being able to help so many people. And you just don't know the impact that you have. So shout out to our queens in prayer. Thank you, queens, for everything that you do each and every day, ladies. We love you all.
Yes, yes. Love you big.
But I have to get back to it because I got to ask. So on a scale from 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
how committed is everyone to finishing their year strong? What are you writing right now? Please don't put no 7 in the chat. We eliminated
No,
7 because
no, we
we know
allergic to sevens.
number
No
completion.
sevens.
No 7. No, you can't pick 7.
Oh goodness. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right,
We
so
want
drop
to
from
see.
10, and then what's one action step, everybody, that you taking this week to move closer to your goals?
What's one action step I could take to move closer to my goals?
I gotta get better at booking stuff further in advance because I be waiting sometimes to the last minute, and them prices been kicking my butt lately.
You know, I definitely, yeah. I say all the time, I'm still a work in progress, but I definitely could do better with my procrastination. But something that I'm going to work on this week is educate myself a little bit more. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
sometimes we
my goal for the
realize
week. That's my goal.
we
I'm
think
sorry.
of success as this big thing, but really, it's a lot of small efforts repeated every day
Yeah.
that add up to success. That's what it is. Being consistent.
Yes, ma'am. The
So yeah,
next
I'm like, stop procrastinating. When I know I got stuff coming up, I just need to go ahead and set. Like I do my yearly budget, but sometimes I forget to break it down to even smaller things. Like, okay, we set the overall budget for the year for like travel, but
Mhm.
I didn't break it down further to like, okay, for this particular trip, how much is that budget versus
Mm.
the overall expense? What did we budget for travel, but what did I budget for going back to Chicago in June? What did I
Wow.
budget for going to Miami in August?
Mm. Well, look, honey, I'm glad I only got one trip to budget for this summer.
No, because you're even going back to North Carolina
Oh, I
next.
forgot about that.
Yeah. See,
I
and
did
that's the thing that we don't think about, right? We like even like
that.
these weekends,
Oh.
you spending money. You spending
Yes.
money.
Yes, yeah, and how did I forget about that? Because that's really like next week.
Yeah,
Shoot.
because I was trying to see how I could sneak out there to North Carolina and crash the party.
Girl, come on, come and crash it. I would love to see you. Oh goodness. Yes, Lord. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-uh-uh.
because me and C had a plan to sneak into the Usher and the Chris Brown concert.
Hey, do a little tips and tea laugh. Thank you, Usher and Chris Brown, for allowing us to hit this stage. No. Let
We
me
make
stop.
you financial tips.
Yes. Yes. Everybody that came to this concert, you should have had a high yield savings account because I know that ticket cost you.
hmm You get a financial needs analysis, and you get a financial needs analysis. They're gonna kick us out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna
Oh
kick us out.
gosh. But in all actuality and seriousness, the next 6 months could definitely be different from the last 6 months. You just have to decide to keep it going. We just decide to have to move forward with our plans and be serious. And if you mess up, just pick up where you left off. Pick it up, pick it up.
That's true. We got a 10. Michelle says she's a 10. She is committed for
Let's
2025.
go. You get a round of applause. She's committed.
hmm She
Let's
wants to
go.
increase her follow ups as well. So that's what she's going to do for herself and her business, increase her follow ups.
Yes, ma'am. Follow up,
That
follow
she
up.
is staying consistent and applying what she's learned. That's a good one because we can learn a whole lot of things.
But if you don't apply it, yes, apply
hmm
things. Let's go, Carmen. Shout out to you, Queen.
Gotta have the wisdom to apply it. Apparently, we need to continue to see it because I tried to click it off the screen and it came back twice.
She said it came back.
Somebody,
Yes.
somebody needs to see it.
And I see we got a comment from Lenore Bryant, being consistent. Shout out to you, Queen, being consistent.
Yeah, consistency is trending right now.
Yes, it
You know,
is.
that's being heavily intentional
Yes.
about.
And I want to say this because this did give me a new way of thinking about it. So I was talking to you. Gotta give a shout out to Bossy Mitchell. Sometimes it may not be a consistency issue, it may be a time management issue. Because we consistently go to work, we consistently do different things. We may just need to work on our time management.
hmm Yeah, because you need to be intentional with your time, be intentional with your money, intentional with your relationships, right?
Yes.
Intentional with your goals. It always comes back to, the daily choices that you're making. Are they in alignment with what you want to have set up for your future?
Yes.
Especially if it's a future you're still working on and trying to create.
Yes, ma'am. And we know that all things are possible. We just have to sometimes make better decisions and put ourselves in position to achieve the goals that we need, or excuse me, the goals that we have set in place for ourselves. And I'd like to share a scripture if you guys don't mind. So we're going to be, or I'm going to be reading from Philippians 3:13 through 14. Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on towards the goal. So we are going to press on towards our goals. Don't get stuck looking backward. Keep looking forward. Keep pushing forward. Your past is in your past, and we need to focus on what's going forward. And we need to focus on our goals. And it's right there, Philippians 3:13 through 14.
Yeah, that's true. Praise God. Thank you. Amen. Well, you can hear from us or you can go to the Bible. The Bible has so much great information to help get you back on track. If you are lacking in the stewardship department, go read your Bible. Go
Yes,
read your Bible. Absolutely. Well, we also have a call to action, everybody. We want to make sure that everyone is aware that if you need help with your goals, if this year you're definitely thinking about improving your financial future, we'd love to help you. We have that free financial needs analysis. I know I was throwing it out at the Usher and the Chris Brown concert, but we actually
Hey,
have one that can help you as well. You don't have to go to the concert to catch it. So we'll help you for free, you know.
yes, we will.
Need
We
some
got you
credit
covered.
restoration solutions. We have some action items that we can help you get started with, high yield savings goals. If you haven't started the emergency fund yet, if you haven't started saving for the vacation, look, summer is here.
Mm-hmm.
If that trip is planned for August, we should have started a couple months ago, but it's not too late to start now.
Right.
So that from debt solutions to helping you with business funding and business credit, just drop glow up in the chat or info. I like glow up. So, but you can do either or because I
Yeah.
think the fellas might not want to type glow up.
I can dig that. Maybe the fellas don't, but I do like, yeah, ladies comment glow up.
Now, the fellas, you can type info in the chat and then we'll reach out to you directly and help you along the way.
Right. There you go. There you go. Well, everyone, we definitely like to thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Tips and Tea Live. Remember, it's not too late. It's still time to make this year your best year yet. So stay focused and stay faithful, stay financially empowered, and we will definitely see you next Tuesday. And stay tuned because we might have a little special surprise for you guys. Don't forget
Yes.
to like, subscribe, and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tips and Tea Live.
All right. See you all next Tuesday, everybody. Love you.
Love you. Have